Hey guys, Bassmaster Elite Series Pro back with another Fishing 101 tutorial, bass fishing basics. Now we're going to talk about something that I really like to do. It's something that I've done for a long time and I really feel like I've got a good grasp on around the country, and it catches fish everywhere, and that's the Wacky Worm. It's a finesse presentation, and when I say finesse, I'm talking about stuff that's light line, it's unobtrusive, it's very subtle presentations. It's not loud at all. It's something that the fish is just going to see as a natural thing, and just, especially when fishing conditions are tough, it's going to be something that they're going to bite almost all the time. And this is a great bait no matter where you fish. If you're pond fishing, lake fishing, river, whatever, it will catch them honestly everywhere. I've never found a state that a bass won't need a Wacky rig. So right here, this is usually what I'm going to do. I'm going to set up with a spinning reel. This is a spinning reel. It's got the bail, like so. This is how you open the bail. You're going to hold your finger there to cast. We could talk about that in another video. But this is a Revo Premier Abu Garcia reel. This is a size 30. This is generally what I'm going to use. I like this size of a spool. This is a 6'8" medium Fantasista Premier rod. Very sensitive, very light. This is what I want because so much of the Wacky Worm and the finesse presentation is going to be about sensitivity. So let's get into the actual presentation itself. I'm going to delve into generally what I would be using in this presentation, how to rig it, and some different ways to fish it. Alright, so here are the basic components to pretty much any Wacky rig. It pretty much starts with the hook. So this is what's going to go directly to your line. This one is an owner Wacky hook. This has got a weed guard. This is just a little piece of monofilament line to help prevent the weeds from getting down there and fouling up the hook. So I like this one because it's got a nice wide bend on it. So basically what I like about it most is it kind of reminds me of a circle hook. And if any of you have live bait fished before, a circle hook's a great way to not gut hook the fish, and when they eat a Wacky rig, a lot of times they just inhale it and swallow it. So this is a really good way to catch them, and usually you're going to catch them in the corner of the mouth, at the top of the mouth, and that's why I like that hook design for Wacky rigging. And then you've got your bait. So this is just a 5-inch stick worm. Yamamoto Senko was the originator of this, but pretty much every company has one. I like the General one from Berkeley. It's a really good bait. They also have a max scent, which we can talk about scent in another video, because the scent definitely plays a part in bass fishing as well. So this is just of the green pumpkin variety. Green pumpkin, like I've said in the prior video, it's probably one of the most universal colors across the country. It catches a bass almost anywhere. I think it's because it mimics so many different kind of forages. So it's a good place to start. We'll have another video where we talk about more color selection, but this is where I'm going to want to start. If you see this crazy looking tool over here too, this is a Wacky Tool. So this is going to make it easier. It's going to save you some time and money with your baits. Okay, you're going to put the bait into this. It's made for these cigar shaped worms. So you can see it kind of has a ribbing right after here, probably about a third of the way down maybe. So I'm going to take the tool, I'm going to put it about right after that. Then I've got a little Wacky ring. And what this is going to do, this is going to help you save more baits. Because when you use a Wacky worm, a lot of times the worm will rip in half, especially when you're catching fish. But even sometimes if it's a really soft worm, it'll rip a lot. And they cost about anywhere from 25 to 50 cents a piece, if not more sometimes. So it's a good way to save some money. I'm just going to put that Wacky ring right around there, and I'm just going to kind of thread it down this Wacky tool until I get it down to my worm here. So we're almost there, and then you're just going to put it right on your worm like so. You want it to kind of be close to being in the middle, because the key about the Wacky worm and the Wacky rigging technique is getting about an equal distribution of fall on both sides. So now that I've got this worm, I've got my hook. Let's tie up our hook, and then I'll show you how to rig the worm. So as I was talking about earlier, this is a finesse presentation. This is usually something I'm going to do with light line. There are certain situations where I'm going to use heavier line and maybe a bait cast reel. But for teaching purposes, let's just start with this. Right now I've got 8-pound test. I'm generally going to throw about an 8-pound test fluorocarbon. This is gamma edge, or sometimes a 10-pound test as well. So I'm going to do the same thing as I did in prior video. We're going to tie a Palomar knot. That's probably one of my favorite and one of the most universal knots. You're going to take your line, pull it through from the back. You're going to put it back through the front, so you have it doubled over. So you've got a loop here. As you can see, you're going to take that loop, you're going to make an overhand knot with the back tag end of line that you're holding. And now you've got that loop on the back from your knot. You're going to take it over the back of the hook, bring it through. Now you're going to cinch it down. And usually I'm going to put a little bit of saliva on there just to help lubricate the knot. So there you go, tied on. I'm just going to bite it off there. It's not good, my dentist says that, but I don't really care. So then you're going to take this wacky hook and you're going to slide it underneath that little wacky ring. And I try not to put it through the bait as much, because then you're going to have more of a chance of ripping it. So right now, we've got our wacky rig. And as you can see, when I'm just suspending it, both those ends are falling down. And when you have the water, when you put it in the water, these ends are going to fall like that. And it just flutters down like a dying bait fish or something that's easy to ambush, some kind of easy prey to ambush. This is a great technique all across the country. It catches bass everywhere, and I can attest to that. Now, if you want to get a little bit more in depth, we're going to go into 102 here. I know it said it was 101, but we're going to go into 102. So we're going to add a nail weight. Since I showed you the traditional wacky rig, I'm going to show you just a small adaptation of that wacky rig, which is called a Niko rig. And that is putting a nail weight in the fat end of the worm, which is going to change how the bait falls. So this one is just a Lunker City nail weight. I'm not partial to any nail weight. You can literally just get a hardware nail, take the head off, and put it in your worms, no problem. It'll work just as good. So I'm going to take it, I'm going to put it into that fat end. So put the sharp end of the nail down through. I'm just going to push it straight in. Make sure that you get it as straight as possible, because it will affect the action if it's kind of put in there cockeyed. So as you can see, it's pretty straight. The nail is in there straight. It's not affecting the shape of the worm at all. And what this is going to do, putting the nail weight, it's going to make the bait fall like that. It's going to fall head first, straight down, just like that. And it's going to go down like that. And if you pull the bait ahead, it's going to shimmy like that, and it's going to fall straight back down again. And this is another good way to present your bait. And it's a good way to present it, especially when you want that bait to get down there fast. Or if you're fishing a target, if you're fishing deeper water, this is a great way to catch bass on this nail-weighted Senko and this nail-weighted wacky rig, which is a Niko rig. So guys, to sum things up, thank you for watching our video. If you have any questions, please feel free to comment it below. This is a great technique for catching them everywhere in the country. I've caught fish up to 9 pounds on this, so don't let people fool you and say that you can't catch big fish on this, because you absolutely can. Go try out the wacky rig next time you're fishing. I assure you, you're going to have some fun once you get the hang of it. And thanks for watching, guys. Have a good one.